Welcome to the Go Potty podcast. I'm Rebecca Mottram, a children's nurse with a special interest in potty training. This podcast presents a new way of potty training, one that is backed by science and child development. So get ready to be surprised at what you'll learn, and get ready for some fun too, because children learn best through play. Each episode will explore a key aspect of potty training, with practical tips and expert advice all proven to work. So whether you're just starting out or you've already started, I'm really glad you're here. Welcome back to another episode of the Go Potty podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Mottram, and today we're exploring the power of play in the potty training journey. Play is not just about fun, it's a powerful learning tool. Whether it's through stories, toys, or role play, it's how children learn. And children can grasp important concepts through play, including potty training. And research shows, the more funny you can make it, the more your child will learn and remember. So in this episode, I'm going to teach you about two of my favourite all-time friends, Mr. Poo and Mrs. Wee. Okay, activity number 1, Poo Doh. This is where you can get creative. Poo Doh is basically brown Play-Doh, except, importantly, you make it yourself with your child. If you've made Play-Doh before, you'll know the recipe, but in the companion guide to this podcast, you'll find my recipe along with some images and instructions to help you if you need it. The link is in the episode notes. Making Poo Doh is all about normalising bodily functions, and you can talk about how poo is made in the body, how it looks in all its varieties, and you can model how it comes out of the body by squeezing it through your hand. The creative possibilities are almost endless. You can make animal poo, rainbow poo, unicorn poo, baby poo, dinosaur poo, a family of poos, whatever you think your child will enjoy. And as you work together, you can then practice getting the Poo Doh into the potty or toilet by dropping it in and even making a splash. By teaching your child that poo drops into the potty or toilet, you can help them prepare for this. As many children dislike or are afraid when they do a poo in the potty because it might feel as though a part of their body has dropped out. Most kids love to play with Play-Doh and will really get into this activity. This is a great chance to get your hands dirty and work on any sensory issues around the idea of poo. And afterwards, hand washing skills. The other benefit to making Poo Doh is that you can use it to introduce the character of someone very important, someone who in my house is called Mr. Poo. Now you might make up your own name, but let's go with Mr. Poo for now. And in fact, you already know him because we all have our own Mr. Poo. You can use Poo Doh to bring to life the character of Poo and help your child understand how to work in harmony with their bodies. So make a poo that looks like Mr. Poo using your Poo Doh. Mr. Poo can help if your child is struggling to be motivated, if they feel disgusted or even afraid of poo. And the character and story of poo can give your child a sense of duty towards them and set the right expectations. You'll find the story of Mr. Poo in the podcast companion guide, and you can read this to your child to help teach them the key messages. But here they are in summary. So Mr. Poo is quite a shy guy and also has some pretty strong preferences around what happens to him. For example, Mr. Poo likes to be smooth and soft, and he wants to come straight out into the water because that's the fastest way for him to get to Poo Land. So he really wants to come out in the potty or the toilet, and he hates to come out into pants or onto the floor. And once he gets to the toilet, he can be with his friends in Poo Land or wherever you decide. And he feels at home in Poo Land and can be himself. In fact, people in Poo Land are pleased to see him when he arrives. Poo is so proud of his smooth shape and doesn't like being squashed up in a nappy. To help you, Poo will try and let you know beforehand that it's time to go. Sometimes Poo will even give you a call to say it's time to go. Poo would never deliberately embarrass you and will always try and help you get things right, in private, in the bathroom. So Poo is a really good friend to have around. Activity number 2, the balloon game and Mrs. Wee. The balloon game and Wee is my favourite way to teach about Wee. This simple activity can help your child understand how their bladder works and how to listen in for its messages. All you need is a standard balloon, and you can play with filling the balloon up with water. And tell your child this is how the bladder works, and when it gets full, it needs to be emptied. You can empty the balloon water into the potty or toilet, and you can help your child feel their tummy to see if they can feel their own bladder. Wee also has her own personality and preferences, just like Mr. Poo. For the same reasons your child can be helped by knowing Poo, they can learn to work in partnership with Wee as well. Now, Wee likes to be a nice pale yellow colour, and she needs plenty of drinks to stay like this. She always wants to come out into the potty or toilet and hates to come out into pants or onto the floor. And once she gets into the loo, she's good friends with Poo and likes to go to Weeland, or wherever you decide. Wee will always send a message to tell you that it's time to get her in the potty or toilet and would never want to embarrass you by coming out before you're ready. Wee likes to come out all in one go. When she's big enough, she'll send her message by stretching the bladder so you can feel that she's running out of space. Mrs. Wee is also a great friend to have around. So now you've got to know Mr. Poo and Mrs. Wee, you can use them to teach your child, and when it comes to prompting them to go, you can add in that Mr. Poo or Mrs. Wee is calling, so we should go to the toilet. So whether you're sculpting Poo Doh or playing with a balloon, remember to keep it playful and enjoyable. And remember that play is more than just fun, it's such a powerful learning tool. And that's all for this episode of the Go Potty podcast. I hope you found it helpful. Remember, you can do this. You know your child better than anyone, so trust in your instincts. Be patient with yourself and your little one, and most importantly, keep it fun and playful. And don't forget to get your copy of our podcast companion guide, so you have all the strategies, games and activities when you need them. It's available via the link in the episode notes or on my website, littlebunnybear.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, happy potty training.